Hey, Aries, Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your September 2025 bonus reading. Today, we are going to dive into the sacred shifts and divine gifts unfolding for you, along with messages from your spiritual helpers. Now, Aries, we have officially entered eclipse season, a time when the universe hits the reset button. Eclipses bring faded changes, revelations, and opportunities to release what no longer serves so that you can align more fully with your soul's true path. So let's see what is opening up for you. You have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. This is a wonderful energy, especially for those of you that are wanting to advance in your career or to move forward in a project or move forward in a relationship. This is the fastest moving energy. So it does look like September is bringing a lot of momentum and a lot of movement into your life. This is determination and self-control, making sure that your emotions are in check, that your head and your heart are on the same page, so you don't let distractions hold you back from what it is that you truly want. This is acknowledgement of success as well by others. So there could be some form of external validation. Why? Because you've done the internal work. You have validated yourself. And what I see happening is there's an outer alignment occurring here. Now, some of you could be traveling. There could be a move. You could be advancing again in your career or even taking a relationship to the next level. The Chariot is victory, and it is hitting your goals because you are feeling in alignment with your mind. There's clarity coming. Things are being revealed to you this eclipse season, and I definitely see huge revelations taking place. So I love the Chariot showing up for you. So let's dive in and take a look at messages from your spiritual helpers. You have Cernunnos. Cernunnos brings in with him life force energy. This is the energy that courses through us all. And oftentimes we may feel low on vitality, low on energy. And because you have the Chariot, I feel like you are picking up momentum. You're feeling more energized. It says here, express your driving passion. And how beautiful is that with the Chariot? The Chariot is our drive, and our passion here is showing up through your emotions. There could be a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure, a lot of really beautiful changes that are happening. But I also see you releasing a lot of those heavier emotions that we sometimes hang on to: pain, bitterness, resentment, and hurts. And I see here that you are also being guided to increase your sensual and sexual powers. Some of you may have had a blocked sacral chakra, and the sacral region is located about 2 inches below our navel, our belly button area. And that can be our seed of creation, our reproductive organs. It can be our sexual organs, but also stems to the lower back. And I see here that you may have felt like pleasure was lacking in your life, or there may have even been trauma to that region. And I feel like you've done a lot of womb work. Even if you are masculine, you have come from a womb. And I see that some of you have been working on ancestral healing or healing within the bloodline or within the family. And there may have been physical manifestations in that sacral region that have gotten your attention in some way. Perhaps hysterectomy, cyst, endometriosis. It can be sexual dysfunction. It can be feeling hormonal changes as well, moon cycles. So I see a lot happening with that sacral chakra, but it feels like you are feeling better. There's more life force coursing through you, and you're allowing your creativity, because this is also the seed of fertility, of creativity here. You're allowing that to course through you and allow that to drive your passions moving forward instead of feeling stuck. Now, I can't help but notice, and I'm going to bring this up here. I usually only talk about the first card underneath the deck here, but you have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Michael, and that's what has kept you perhaps a bit stuck. The Seven of Swords can be the energy of hidden, suppressed energies, perhaps lies, deception. Sometimes this is someone that's sneaky, someone that's trying to get away with things. You may have dealt with a deceptive energy in your life, or maybe you've kept some secret to yourself because you feared exposing that secret would bring up some heavy emotions. And with the Chariot showing up as the primary energy underneath the deck, it feels like you are moving on from this because you've done a lot of work. And I feel any blockages in that sacral region have to do with the Seven of Swords, which can also be scandals. It can be lying. It can be cheating, and people who are not being honest with their intentions, their motives, or their feelings. So yeah, no wonder there's some blocked energy, but I feel like you are releasing, you're moving forward, and there's a lot of flow that is coming through, and you may be activating some of your most creative work ever, is what I'm getting here with Cernunnos on your side. So life force energy coursing through your veins, coursing through your chakra system, allows you to be highly creative and maybe even birthing something new into existence. You have White Eagle spirit. He brings in with him ancestral wisdom. It says here, connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can now be healed. Wow. Yeah, that sacral region may be due to family dynamics. Maybe you've witnessed some less than desirable things as a child, or even in your own past relationships. You may have had a karmic lesson to learn between you and a parent, or between you and a family member, or even a lover. I see here that some of you may have even struggled with genetics or genes, or perhaps an issue that a family member had also suffered with. If they are still here, maybe they've crossed over. And I am getting you breaking the cycle, perhaps you healing something that they struggled with, or it could be a lesson, because I feel like we choose our family, we choose our soul tribe prior to incarnating into this lifetime. And sometimes we may question, Mel, why on earth would I choose that family? They abandoned me. They rejected me. They caused trauma. They caused, this and that. But it's for our evolution, and it's for our, soul lessons to be completed here, for us to evolve. And I see that you're aware of some of the shifts, that the situations that you've gone through have helped you, and you're utilizing now this ancestral wisdom, maybe even connecting to loved ones who are in the spirit world. You may be connecting and talking to them. I'm kidding, someone having their morning tea or their morning coffee, talking to mom or dad, or this could even be a grandparent. It could even be a child. There's someone here in spirit that you are connecting with. And I also see that there could be family changes that are occurring this September, but you have the wisdom, you have the maturity, and you have what it takes to maybe break or heal a pattern. So very powerful energy coming in with White Eagle. Some of you may even be connecting to shamanism, connecting to working with with shaman rituals or practices, maybe soul retrieval. I'm also getting hypnotherapy for some of you. Maybe hypnotherapy is something that could be beneficial, and you may even be going back into the womb. Some of you may be doing somatic healing. Maybe you're doing some intense breath work or trauma response exercises that are helping you release hidden traumas within the body that our mind tends to forget. Our mind tends to block out, but the body remembers. I do not recall anything that has occurred in my life prior to age 7. It feels like that is a significant time where, my memory kind of goes blank, and I've done a lot of healing work and a lot of soul retrieval because at that age, I've come from a very difficult childhood where I ran, I numbed, I avoided, and I checked out. And so as an adult, there were suppressed energies that I had to learn how to heal by utilizing the tools that we have to help release trauma. And that's what I see you doing, because some of you may not have recollection or memory of certain experiences that have happened, but your body does, because the body keeps score. All right. Lastly, you have Master Buddha. Aries, this is about awareness, increased awareness. I feel like many of you are either connecting to this beautiful ascended master, or you yourself are embracing your own inner Buddha, meaning you are a light worker, you are a healer, you are a spiritual advisor. You are here to help and assist others through your voice, through your connections with the world, with animals, with the planet. And I see that you can call in Master Buddha's energy to help you channel, to help you connect to loved ones who've crossed over or your ancestors. I'm also getting another message here where you may be connecting with someone who's no longer in the physical realm, that you spent very little time with here on earth, but in the spirit world, you are very much bonded. You are very close with this family member, or it could even be someone that participated in your evolution, maybe at an early age. Maybe you've only known this person in the physical for a couple of months or a couple of years, but the impact has been significant and you're still working with them. Your higher selves are collaborating, connecting, and working together. Maybe this is an uncle that you've met a few times, or this could be a great grandmother who, was only here for a month before she had crossed over. It feels like you have this wisdom to connect to your lineage, helping you break out of or heal some of the cycles that have played out. So let's dive in and take a look at your higher self. What does your higher self want you to know? I am loving this. You have the Magician. Now, Magician is also Virgo energy, and we are in Virgo season. Magician is shared with Gemini as well, but I'm highlighting this because Virgo season is a big one this year. Now, collectively, Virgo is in the South Node and Pisces is in the North Node. So what does that mean? It means that this Virgo season, a lot of our karmic patterns, or as I mentioned with eclipse season, a lot of revelations and breakthroughs that have kind of held us back, or we tend to lean into to try to help us because it's our comfort zone. We become familiar with some of the karmic patterns. It feels like this September is the breakthrough month of 2025, and the collective message that's been showing up. If you've been watching your monthlies or September readings, you're going to see the common thread, and that is of choosing to interrupt the patterns, the subconscious patterns that have perhaps held you back or you've struggled to release. And they're being brought to your conscious awareness, meaning that you are now seeing the repetition. You're now understanding the root or the core of a blockage. And when you have that sense of awareness, Master Buddha, right? When you have that sense of awareness, you are able to consciously choose to interrupt that pattern and say, I can tell myself a new story. And that's why the magician is showing up here. Your higher self wants you to know, Aries, that you can manifest the life that you want. What you need will magically appear. This is the energy here of successful beginnings. Now, the 9 numerology brings in completions. So 9 tells me the month of September that you have accomplished a lot. You've even spent time in solitude. 9 can be a solitary energy, but I feel like you've also spent time in service, or you may be stepping into being of service in some way because you are wrapping up some powerful chapters here. And I feel like there is a new beginning that is bestowed upon you, and you're remembering your magic. You're remembering that you are the ultimate alchemist of your own life, that your thoughts create your reality, because you are then backing up those thoughts with taking action steps towards your dreams, towards your highest timeline. Now, it doesn't mean that there's never going to be a pothole in the road ahead, right? Or a detour ahead, but it means that you're able to navigate through those challenges with more presence, more awareness. A lot of you are shifting frequencies. You're shifting into a higher frequency here where you're able to soar above and not sweat the small stuff. You're able to choose to create patterns each and every day, incorporating these new choices, because then when you choose to continue on that path of healthy choices, you then set up a new routine for yourself that becomes your new default. And that's what I see many of you doing. So what is the block? What is the blind spot here? This can be ego, it can be external noise, and even emotional past struggles. You have the 5 of Cups. So yes, this is attached to your emotions. Everything happens for a reason. And perhaps you've questioned, why did that happen? Mel, why on earth would I choose to have that experience come in? And sometimes we allow those experiences to take over, where we feel like that is the entirety of our existence, is that experience, that trauma, that pain, that ending. But what you are realizing is that you are a soul having a human experience, and you are not defined by that experience that has happened, but you are shaped to become the best version of yourself. And the 5 of Cups is reminding here that you can release regret. You can embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So that is part of the blind spot here for you this month. Take a look at a struggle or challenge, trauma, or an experience that may have happened or occurred in your past, because the 5 of Cups is often connected to something that has occurred in the past. Maybe this is a loss. Some of you are going through mourning or bereavement. Perhaps there's a heavy energy where you feel like you cannot forgive someone. Maybe there's depression that has started to seep in. But I see here that past pain is receding. Hope is emerging. And even though there may be an old version of yourself that has died, I feel like you get to expand and allow yourself to take this experience and help you become a better version of you. All right, 5 of Cups. You can see here on this illustration that there are gifts all around her. And there were some gifts in the past lessons or the past challenge that you've gone through. And if this is perhaps a breakup, perhaps this is someone that struggled with their own health and maybe they're no longer here in the physical. Yes, you had to go through this period of grieving because that is part of the human experience. But I feel like you're searching for the silver lining and you're saying, okay, I am going to move forward. I am going to live life in the best possible way that I can because I've learned and I've grown, and I am going to take the lessons with me. I am going to reach out. Five of Cups can be reaching out. It can be allowing yourself that space if you need it, but not staying in that solitude forever. That's where reaching out, connecting with loved ones and professionals if need be. This can also be addressing perhaps the underlying cause of avoidance or depression or the feelings of sorrow here. So you can allow those feelings to crash to the shore and dissipate, even though there may be an ache. I feel like you are still seeing the silver lining, because what's right in front of her, Aries, is a beautiful gift that she has yet to unwrap. And Spirit is saying there is a gift coming in for you. And I feel like it's this month. So let's look at the mirror. How is this being reflected in your life? You have the Queen of Wands. You are someone who is becoming more independent. All right. This is you opening yourself up to passion. You are someone who's very, very charming, Aries. I feel like you have the gift of charm. You have the gift of brilliance. Your ideas are off the record. I feel like you are off the charts, I should say. You are someone who's very passionate when you feel inspired. You can do anything right now. Go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. So this is wonderful because the mirror that's showing up here is helping you gain more confidence in yourself, in your body, in your work, in your relationships. The Queen of Wands is highly magnetic. So you could be attracting these types of energies into your own life. There may be things that the mirror is holding up, such as one's insecurities, perhaps an energy of competitiveness. Maybe you are releasing the need to control everything. That was a really difficult one for me. I say that I am a recovering perfectionist and control freak, because when we grow up in turbulent conditions, the first thing that we want to do is try to control everything around us, especially as we grow and as we move into adulthood. We take those experiences and we feel if we can control them, then that creates a sense of safety, a sense of security externally. But as an adult, it is our responsibility to find that safety and security within. And so for you, you may be finding the tools and using them to be able to find that inner peace and that inner calm, regardless of what's going on out there, right? You are finding internal solace, internal peace. And I see that you are someone who does go after what you want. And so the mirror here is saying, you're going to get it. You're going to get it here. That's where that Chariot comes in with this drive. So be independent, release how you think something should look. So that could be expectations, and allow yourself to go with the flow here. One thing that I say often is, all right, Spirit, I'm attracting this or something greater, because it allows for the flow to show up in any way that it needs to, because we are creatures of knowing, creatures of habit, and sometimes we're creatures of control. We want to know how this is going to play out so we can control every piece of the way. And I see here, Aries, that you're letting go of the reins. The Chariot, he's not hanging on to any reins, because he's trusting that him and Spirit are co-creating this beautiful existence together, and he doesn't have to control it. He goes with the flow. That's what's being mirrored here. So what's the shift? I really like this reading. If you guys are enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up. It helps that algorithm, but of course it gets to the people who need it the most, which who doesn't, right? So let's take a look here at the shift. What needs to be released or even embraced in order for that gift to show up for you that I see here on that Five of Cups? We have the Four of Pentacles. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change. Oftentimes, what I have found is when I am stuck, When I feel like I'm in that hanged man energy, right? When it feels like you're in a straitjacket and you just cannot get out and you wiggle and you squirm and you try to fight tooth and nail to get out of it, it is because I'm not being flexible to change. I'm not open to it because we get stuck in our comfort zone. And then what do we do when change nears us? We panic. We tend to fight it. And I see here that you are being guided to go with the flow, again, showing up because you now have this increased sense of awareness. This is extremes in how you save or spend money. This has to do with your money, with your finances, with your stability, and even with your health. So not going to extremes. This can be extremes in food, right? Binge eating. It can be binge drinking. It can be participating in things that are not beneficial to our mind or our growth or our body or our finances here. And I see that you are shifting that perspective, like that hanged man energy. Instead of panicking, instead of trying to wiggle your way out of the straitjacket, it feels like you're taking a big breath. You're internalizing a bit, saying, okay, I know that I'm not alone. I have the help of spirit. I have the help of my guides here. I have ancestral wisdom flowing through my veins. I have what it takes to balance out my life and create this sense of foundation here. And I see that you are taking a look at your spending habits, taking a look at the habits that your body participates in. And you're asking, does this drain me or does this fuel me? And that is what is shifting here. So what's the gift? The 9 of Wands. The gift here is that your energy, your life force with Cernunnos here is allowing you to express your passion here and to increase your powers, your magic. That's the Magician. The 9 of Wands is reminding you to stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. So again, this or something greater. So it feels like there's a lot of possibilities showing up. The 9 is overcoming obstacles, persevering here, because I feel like you've gone through a lot of external hurdles. And the gift is that you now are able to take the struggle, take the challenge, and apply it towards the finish line here, like the final chapter of something that you've wanted for quite some time. Maybe that's to feel peace. Maybe that's to feel less pain. Perhaps this is to create more abundance in your career, in your finances. Maybe this is to attract love. Whatever it is, this is another 9. And that's that 9 energy of September. In numerology, again, 9's bringing completions. You've completed a cycle here, or you are about to, that allows you to fully cross the finish line. That's what I'm getting. Fully cross the finish line. If you don't feel like you're there yet, the Chariot is coming in saying, oh, you will within weeks. Now, what is the integration, the outcome? If you stay grounded in your action, which I see you will, if the mindset moves forward here, it's going to carry you into the next level, the next chapter of your life. You have the 3 of Wands. This is your outcome. This is beautiful. It says prosperity arising from wise planning, from training, from healing, from doing the work and listening to your spiritual wisdom. Wands represent our spirit, our inspiration, our creativity, our passions, the forces that back up our careers and our projects and our work. Take time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Now, some of you are traveling or relocating. You could be taking your business to the next level. There could be some changes or adjustments for the better in your career. And for others of you, I feel like you are finally ready here to bring an idea of yours to life, bring a choice or a decision to life, because this is about success. Success is around the corner for you. Don't get lost in the planning. Don't let overwhelm or hesitation or even procrastination hold you back. So Aries, powerful shifts here happening. I'm also hearing the name Nettie. Nettie could be significant. Maybe that's a nickname. And I'm also hearing, okay, Cincinnati. So maybe Cincinnati holds some sort of significance for someone, but also the name Nettie. So thank you so much, Aries, for tuning in. If you enjoyed the message, give it a thumbs up. If you are interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.